You imitated me before, now you're going to do what you want to do, but I'm going to give you the cue, and these cues are going to be emotional words. And in your best way, I want you to really try to focus on the emotion, and I want you to show that emotion, how it looks in your body, your face, your posture. What's it look like to be incredibly depressed? Come on, show me depression. Incredibly depressed. Right. So what happens? Generally your shoulders cave in, your face goes down, you don't want to look at anybody, you don't want to hear what they have to say. Your breathing may get shallow. She had a grimace on her face, which was really great. What was that?
I said I'm good at that part. We all are.
So now here's what I want to show you about. Here's what I want to show you about this emotion and this power that you have in your body. So I want you to get into that depressed position. Now when I clap my hand, I want you to become the most powerful thing in the world. Okay, get depressed. You're not depressed enough. Depressed.
I'm the best.
Yeah! Yeah, come on! All right. You see how you just went from a bad state to a good state? You can do that any time in your life that you need to.
Awesome.
Just kind of remember that.
You know, in sports, you always see, you don't have to even put on the sound, you see who got the point or who won. It's universal where they raise up their hands, right?
Right.
And it doesn't matter in soccer, any type of sport,
Yeah.
and it's universal.
Yeah, and it's universal because it's a celebration. And one of the things that I believe in life is celebrating yourself and applauding yourselves. Okay? Because that's real important. Please.
And I think that's why we have fear, because we do not celebrate ourselves. I'm going to tell you that. As old as I am, I do have my own business. I've had to struggle through what you're talking about right now, and I just landed here, and I'm really glad to be here because I've gone through all this stuff in order to not be with fear. But sometimes without fear, it doesn't motivate you though at the same time. But if you can overcome the fear of it seems to motivate you. It's a do or die moment.
Mm-hmm.
But fear is important to success. That's all I'm going to say right now.
And I think it works like that for a lot of people and most people, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But you know, if you take a look at things like, you know, what is low-grade depression? You know, this is something that most of this country suffers from. We don't know it, but it's an
It's
epidemic.
because we're not searching your passions.
We're not searching for our passions.
We're not
The
searching for
educational
your passions.
system is not
We're not.
allowing us to do that. I like to think of
Exactly.
the educational system, at least up until, you know, the end of high school and perhaps college as well, is based on Henry T. Ford's Model T. It's an assembly line. You start them in kindergarten, they do well, you stamp them on the tushy, and they go on the assembly line.
Right.
They go through high school, you stamp them on the tushy, they are not prepared for college, but they're going to college. And no one has ever told them why they should look for something in their lives. Just study, and you'll figure it out. Come on. You know, this is all about changing the world, but I've spoken too much. So I just want to say this, I'd like somebody to volunteer to get up, tell a story. You got a pitch, you want to pitch your business, or you want to tell a story like the one that you just said, but I want you to remember 3 things. Any story, any pitch has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's like a play, it's like a book, it's like a movie, it's like a song. Beginning, middle, end. And in the event that you're going to pitch something, make sure that that ending leads in to a call to action. And one of the tips I'm going to give you before you start is that, let's say I'm a financial expert. I would volunteer to come up, and I would not just say, hi, my name is Peter Cummings, I'm a financial expert, and let me tell you what I do. I would say, hi, I'm Peter Cummings. How many of you would like to make an extra $100,000 a year? Raise your hands. Come on, raise your hands. I just found my audience. Those people that didn't raise their hands, maybe they got the money already. beginning, middle, and an end. And then what's going to happen is you'll get some feedback from me, and I like feedback from the room as well. And the feedback should be about the 3 V's. How was their verbal? Did they tell their story? Did they share their content? How was their vocal? Did they really get it across? Were they emotional when they had to be emotional? And how did they look when they didn't? Anyone? Come on! That's why you came here. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and germs, welcome Vanessa.
Hi everybody, I am Vanessa Liebel and I founded ChoiceMD. So let me just start off with this. I think everybody can agree that finding healthcare resources is a frustrating task, right? Where do you find doctors? Where do you find things for schools, special schools for kids with special needs? I mean, all of that stuff becomes an overwhelming task. And I know this because 18 years ago, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I was thrusted into this world where I was told that I had a genetic disability that could cause anything from blindness to paralysis and the worst case scenario, death. Right? So at 21 years of age, I had to find all of these resources. And what I found in my journey is that the most successful thing to become in this journey, in this health journey that I have to live with for the rest of my life, was connecting with all the right resources. And I didn't have a place to do it. So I decided to take the task on myself. And what I did is I created this platform that connects people to all the resources within their community. So within our directory, we have directories for doctors, medical facilities, dentists, anything that you can think of that's healthcare related is on our site. On top of that, because what happens in the healthcare world is that doctors treat the symptoms, they treat the problem, and then that's about it, right? The patient is left there with the mental anguish of dealing with this problem. So what I decided to incorporate is to work alongside the nonprofit organizations and partner with them so that I can provide this platform to connect patients to the resources that they need. So along with that, we have in our calendar of events, we have support groups, we have seminars, we have a way for people to connect with people that are going through the same problems, to give them a sense of security, a sense of belonging, and also to answer questions that maybe physicians can't answer because they're not going through those problems, they don't quite understand it. From there, in my journey, after 18 years of living with this, I don't want to know what my symptoms are because I know them better than WebMD can tell me or any of the other websites, right? I want to know what the latest research is. I want to know what's going on and what's up and coming, what's going to give me hope for the future. So what we do is we take these articles from medical journals and we rewrite them in terms that people can understand what is going on in the medical world to give them hope for the future.
Fantastic. She did it all, right? Based on the 3 V's. She has her content down. She knows something. And you know what? I almost got tears listening to your early story. And I can tell from your voice. And that's a wonderful thing. You capture the audience with that emotion. That's the adrenaline part. And not only that, but now you have a solution. Was there anything else? Anybody want to say anything?
Yes, she used her verbal mannerisms to make your points in a very effective way, and the flow had a good structure from the introduction to the end.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think there was a beginning, a middle, and an end.
I just learned it.
Oh.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
I was
It's my
taking
pleasure.
notes, I was formulating the talk.
You know, the other interesting thing, just as a sideline, is that, you know, like all of us, we go to doctors, and doctors are doctors, and it's just interesting to note, as long as I'm on a diatribe about education, I don't know of any doctors that have ever taken a course on how to talk to your patient. And if there is one, I would like to know about it. Because, you know, it's a very difficult thing to do. You know, they have your life in their hands. But what you have done is you have given the power to the people that have been through the experience to be able to share those testimonials, their problems, their successes. That is beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you for having like a conversation. I felt like we were just like one-on-one. Yeah, right?
Thank you. I appreciate the feedback.
Great.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I just came in, but I will tell you one word which can define or definitely apply to this, the genuineness.
Genuine.
Because sometimes you can see whether it is artificial, it is pitch, but it is really genuine. And I think that derived because of your personal experience. I mean, that definitely made it like so genuine. I mean, I know if I would have heard about Choice MD, I probably will not go there, but now the way that you described it, I'm more compelled to definitely go and that. I'm not typing here because I don't want to be disrespectful to the audience, but I.
No, that's okay. You know, one of the things that's, in my opinion, is really great about the Venture Cafe is that people come to learn from one another.
Yeah.
You know, I came from New York City, there's nothing like that. Everything that happens is baby steps. You know, you don't become a great basketball player or horn player or whatever it is, you know, overnight. Nobody has an overnight story.
Right, it's not.
And the other thing too is that you are not alone. I'll be there for you anytime you want. And the other thing too is really important about pitching if you've got your business or you're just trying to tell a story to somebody. A pitch has to be pliable. It can't just be a script. Because, you know, you started asking questions about, well, what do you do when people don't understand what you're saying? They look like they're, you know, they're in space somewhere, okay? That's what people want to do. They want to be in space. They don't want to hear you. Nobody wants to be in the meeting. They don't give a damn about you. How do you know? So you got to care about yourself. And you got to get them to care about you too. So the beginning, the middle, and the end becomes really, really important. And